sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, I was done making boxing videos today, but I had to make a video about this one. Shout out to whoever tagged me on Twitter. Gennady Golovkin gets kicked out of SNAC. Victor Conte gives him the boot like Timberland. Let's talk about it. We back, Goodfella Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Share the video. Appreciate the love, support from everybody out there, man. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. Best way to donate is simply hit that share button and share with somebody. So, Gennady Golovkin suffered a calf injury in camp, and I'll link the article in the description from ESPN. Now, if this was a black fighter, ESPN would have labeled the title Golovkin kicked out of SNAC, but they dressed the title up saying that Golovkin sustained an injury, and it's the reason why his fight with Kamil Zamata is getting pushed back. I thought it was getting pushed back because they was going to be fighting in Kazakhstan and start instead of Chicago, but it's getting pushed back because Golovkin suffered a training injury and a calf strain, I think it was. But Victor Conte said, we did our best to help Gennady, but he was simply not able to do what we asked him to do. Conte told ESPN on Tuesday afternoon, in short, I asked him to leave our facility because he did not comply with what we had agreed upon before camp started. However, I do wish him good luck in the future. Now, going around the boxing scene forum, a lot of people saying that, oh, Golovkin refused to take performance-enhancing drugs from Victor Conte, but he just wasn't on the SNAC program where you just take the vitamins. He was kind of doing the strength conditioning at their facility somewhere in California. And obviously it sounded like he was lazy, okay? I also heard behind the scenes a couple months ago that Jonathan Banks, kind of urged him to go a different route in strength conditioning and to do some things different now that he's 38 years old. So, Jonathan Banks was able to persuade him to go over to SNAC and try to condition his body in a different manner, okay? And it didn't work. So, whatever he wasn't able to do, I don't know if it was be punctual, it was, give it the best effort, or was he being lazy? But he is 38 years old. And when you're dealing with an older athlete, well, Victor Conte, this, you have to do certain things different. You can't train him like you train Andrade and Mikey Garcia and guys of that nature. But, I heard that Triple G was being real lazy in his camp versus Derevchenko and Steve Rose, and Jonathan Banks wanted to step up his conditioning and wanted him to work a little bit harder. And maybe that's one of the reasons why him and Abel Sanchez just didn't cut it. And it's kind of remind you of Miguel Cotto, and I brought this up in a stream or a couple videos a day ago, that when Miguel Cotto got that money, and he split from his uncle, and he wanted to be the boss of his home training camp, and he started training in Orlando, and he wasn't training in hot Puerto Rico and in a dirty gym, and it wasn't burning hot, and he started training in comfortable facilities and comfortable environment. Cotto was no longer the same fighter. All right. Cotto was no longer the same fighter. So, these dudes get this money and they want to start training like divas, and they don't want to train like savages no more. When you train from the mud and you train as a savage, it's a different situation. But a lot of people saying that, oh, Victor Conte couldn't force Golovkin to take the peds and all this and that. It sounded like he wasn't able to physically accommodate, what Victor Conte wanted. And if Victor Conte training him like a young guy, it ain't going to work. You got to train Golovkin a little bit different. Not harder, but smarter. But I had heard that Golovkin was real lazy in the last few camps. And he paid the price for the Derevchenko fight by not really being in proper condition. And at 38 years old, he didn't get the sport everything he got. Was he match-made and tailor-made to fight the proper opponents to make him look good over a certain amount of time? Absolutely. Golovkin was absolutely, he was, match-made perfectly to look good. And that's why he ain't on my pound-for-pound list. They made sure he came over to America. I don't care about that lawsuit and all that other stuff. Abel Sanchez just did an interview on Fight Hub, I think last year, talking about how they did a perfect job, Tom Loeffler and K2 Promotions, in matchmaking Golovkin the right way. But he getting older. And for him to get kicked out of SNAC, that's not a good look. To kicked out of anybody training camp facility. Now, we got to hear Golovkin's side of the story and what he had to say. But I also, hand in hand, it's funny that they kicked him out the same time that he suffered a calf injury. So that might have something to do with it. So the training regimen they had him on, maybe it was too strenuous. Maybe it was too tough for him. You know what I'm saying? So kind of the injury and they kind of dressing this up in this article, it may just his body couldn't hang. And if he can't hang in sparring, you know, in training, physical strength and conditioning like this, it ain't got no way of beating Canelo. And Canelo knew exactly what he was doing when he pushed this fight back a year, because they going to fight in September. And he knew he was going to get Golovkin on the way out, and he was going to be able to stop him. So, you know, if Canelo can't stop Golovkin, I don't think Canelo is ever in September, because they fight in September. Canelo is never going to stop a top opponent. And don't give me Kovalev. Kovalev was old, and he had to do 2 weigh-ins. I don't think, if he can't stop Golovkin in September on the heels of this, it's over with. And, you know, for Golovkin, 38 is 38. No matter if you took 50 soft fights or 50 hard fights, it's over with. But I would love to see, you know, I would love to hear his side of the story on why he got kicked out of the program. Because usually when you get kicked out of a program like this, you know, it's because you lazy, you're not on time. And a lot of these dudes want to show up when they want to show up. And Victor Conte probably was tired of it. He probably gave him special time and special privileges. You know, they gave him his time slot, and he did not adhere or abide by what he gave him. I guarantee it was him being a diva and not being on time and being punctual and giving it his all. He probably was giving back lip. He probably was tired. He probably wasn't showing up on time. He probably wasn't giving full effort. And when you can't, you know, meet the terms of the agreement that y'all, you know, pretty much, you know, went over, ain't nobody got time for that. Victor Conte getting money 10,000 different ways. You know, you ain't his most important client. You know, and it's sad. It's sad. You know, people talk about PBC fighters when the dough hit the direct deposit, when they cash them big checks. But Golovkin, it don't matter. It don't have a network. It don't have a manager, a promoter, a television series, or whatever. Man, this overpaying saturated market where they oversaturate these fighters with a ton of money, it knows no bounds. It knows no color. Golovkin is just the same as the PBC fighters. He got that money, got comfortable, and now he don't want to listen to nobody. It was a bad sign when he cut Abel Sanchez off. That's somebody that got him there, and he stopped wanting to listen to Abel Sanchez, didn't want to pay Abel Sanchez, didn't want to mess with Abel Sanchez no more. That was a bad sign. And now he with Jonathan Banks, and Banks convinced him to go a different strength and conditioning route. And now, you know, he flunked out of that. And Golovkin just looking for a payday with Canelo. And it would surprise me if he went in there and laid down and just got the check. He getting equity in his own as well, too. But, you know, Victor, you know, who did the article, they made Golovkin look good. But eventually, somebody out there read the article, shared it on the boxing scene forum. Shout out to them. All right. I found it. And y'all know I'm like an investor. I'm like a PI. And y'all know I don't really care for Golovkin. And I don't care for Victor Conte to be as well. But for you to get kicked out of this program, which Mikey went through it, you know, Demetrius Andrade went through it, Sean Porter went through it. To get kicked out of this program speaks volumes. And everybody got this vivid picture of most foreign fighters, you know, being nice because they don't speak English. They smile and that they just the most diligent, hardworking guys. No, he been Americanized. All right. He been Americanized. But I got a feeling if this was a Negro fighter, Victor Conte would have aired them all out. This article would have been totally different. It wouldn't have been Golovkin suffers a calf strain, sets back Camille's Matter fight. It would have been Jamal Charlo kicked out of Victor Conte's SNAC. Errol Spence kicked out of SNAC. Didn't abide by it would have been a real more detailed article. I've seen it before. You know, it is definitely a different depiction of Negro fighters when it comes to this print media, man. And they might say, oh, the new media, they got something against the other fighters. Well, it got to balance its way out. If the print media and the old media did what they were supposed to do, it would be no way for me. It'd be no purpose for me to go here. I'll read their articles, watch a couple of their vlogs, and everything would be perfect. But when you don't do your job, you know, the universe has a way of opening up another opportunity or adversary for yourself. But hey, Golovkin get kicked out of SNAC. I couldn't believe it. I had to find an article, and I read it a couple times, and I'm like, wow. But it kind of adds up to what my sources was telling me about Jonathan Banks wanting him to rev it up and work harder. And Golovkin is just getting lazy and lax, and he being Americanized by the money. So, you know, it is what it is. It happens. And Marvin Hagler said it the best. It's hard to keep getting up working hard when you sleeping on silk sheets. And Golovkin is comfortable. He got the money. He looking to just, retire off the Canelo fight, which is going down in September, God willing. And Canelo expecting that to be easy money and come back in December and fight Murata. But hey, let me know what you guys think in Japan, by the way. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel, that link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And let me know what you guys think. Article link in the description. Touch the title. And article link can come up and all my social media, donation links and the whole nine.